Good morning, Franz. How you doing? Necromancer arrived and then was dropped into second place by Fantasy, who redeemed first. And Necromancer has given us already a Hydrate, a Posture Check, a Screech, and a couple of TTSs right at the beginning of stream. Which anyone watching the VOD will get to hear. So I'm gonna give you a Screech. I already gave you the Hydrates. So I'm already halfway through my coffee this time. But give yourselves a little wave back and forth, a little early morning unshrimpening. How are you guys doing today? Spelled designs wrong. Stream title was spelled incorrectly and no one told me. I did a lot of work on Lemon Sunrise after stream yesterday. Look at her, she's so cute. So trying to recover everything. I'm just scared of losing friends on Discord now that this shit is happening. You're not gonna lose friends on Discord. Discord is not going anywhere. It's too big to fail. But communities are leaving Discord. There are communities actually leaving Discord. Now, if the way things are happening, we might see another company pop up that's going to take Discord's place as the primary use case. Again, if you have Blue Sky, go repost my my post about to Gander Social about it, because they already have the mechanisms in place to be able to run a system like that. They already have servers for a social media network. They already have a social media network, and they're a public benefit company, so they have an obligation, a lawful obligation, to follow their mission statement, which is, you know, aligned with data privacy and not keeping our information, etc. Well, if you have a different social media Fantasy, you could share it there, like if you use Facebook or something. I have a Facebook, I don't use it, and the only reason I still have it is because I have messages from my mother on my Facebook, so that's the only reason I still have it. Ross Riders is streaking. Oh my god, 80 stream streak. Jesus Christ, Ross. Naf is redeeming a Streech and a Hydrate. Oh. Dodged most of those. So much happening all at once. Gobble up the medications. Nom nom nom. Yep. Necromancer is doing your job using Havarti this morning. So I'm gonna take my medication. Thank you for the reminder. Discord and everything else. Are you okay, Ross? Oh, the meds. Okay. Yeah, Facebook and Discord, and that's about it. Well, you could take my Blue Sky post, copy the link, and then share it to Facebook, because then it gets onto another platform, which is actually good. Because there are people who still use Facebook quite extensively. I'm a sad necro as I have to ship the new pepperoni off to boot camp as he's not making progress on housebreaking, so he has to go off and live with a specialist for a few weeks. Aww. But sometimes they need that. My neighbor's dog barks all the fucking time. Like, he will not stop barking. They came from the countryside, apparently, so they would just let the dog out into the field. And now he lives in a smaller house with a neighborhood, and he barks at literally everything, and they don't give him any training. You know, judging by that title, Ross, I would not think that it's a good song. And also, you know, the game it's from. Look, Ross, you have to find things in your life that are positive and focus on those. Who let the dogs out? Who? Who? Yep. God, I remember when that song first came out. Fuck, I'm old. Ross, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to focus on the good things. You notice how I still maintain a positive attitude despite having to watch the news on 2x speed just to keep up with it, and I still don't get shit done because I'm too busy watching the news or listening to the news. I listen to the news basically after stream ends until I go to bed at night, and I still can't keep up with it. Yet I still maintain a positive attitude. I know it's really hard to do, but there are good things in this world. There are always good things. There's a channel called Good News. I recommend you go watch that one. Or watch stuff in the Happy Place. You know, I did share an ice video to the Happy Place earlier, but that's because somebody threw a dildo into the car of some ice agents, and it bounced up and hit him in the fucking face. He got slapped in the face by a translucent bright pink phallus, and that's fucking hilarious. We need to throw more dildos at ICE agents, because quite frankly, I think all of these, like, Call of Duty wannabe soldiers are suffering from hysteria, and they just need to get fucked. You know how they treated us women for, like, you know, a couple of centuries with hysteria? Like, oh, yeah, you just need to go have sex because you're a woman and you need dick? Those are expensive as fuck. That's why you get the cheap ones from China. I'm sure you can buy really cheap dildos on Temu. Hold on, let me go to Temu. How much is a dildo on Temu? Oh, look at this! Oversized pink jelly, realistic long dildo, clear textures, strong friction in brackets, thickened design, 7 sizes available. $1.84. Weaponized protester dildos. Look at this, my first thought. Don't share that screen, say TOS. You know I never share my screen. You know, all of these content creators that get, like, there's always something bad that comes out about them. It's because they do this stupid thing where they're too lazy to compartmentalize their shit. So, like, one guy shared his notepad, and it had all sorts of links to sussy material from the internet, and some of it was CSAM. Another one, it, you know, they show their whole browser window, and, like, in their like, quick launch bar, toolbar, for their bookmarks, it's like, they've got, like, browsers. It's like, bro. Don't show your whole browser and everything that you're looking at. That's just stupid. These guys are stupid. It's no wonder that they get caught. Also, the fact that, like, there's nothing wrong with looking at porn. Let's be honest. It's human. It's just sex. It's the CSAM stuff that's like, don't do that shit because it's illegal and it's bad. Even if it weren't illegal, it's still gross. Don't do it. Hi, Cora. I'm like energized this morning. Can you tell? I'm in a good mood. Mostly because we're talking about slapping ICE agents in the face with dildos. Pink jelly dildos that you can get on Temu for $1.85. So, no, dildos are not expensive. You just have to wait a couple of weeks for them to show up. Which I know for some ICE agents that can be so frustrating because, man, their hysteria is so bad. Like, I I just said it in the comments, like, these guys, they just need to fuck each other and get it over with, and then they'll feel a lot better about themselves. Feel free to clip that one. Make me famous, guys. Have all the hate trolls come here and say vicious things to me. I'll enjoy the views. Look at this. I'm still lingering on that one. I play shooters, but I'm definitely more of a Blade kind of guy. Absolutely. This is a safe space, no judgment. Okay, some judgment, but you're still accepted. Stupid is what stupid does. Yep. Also, the reality is that we're all prone to doing stupid things. The thing is learning how to avoid doing the stupid. Yes. Not always foolproof, but at least it gives people to actually try, if nothing else, yeah. Sea sand? Oh, sea Sam. It's a child sexual exploitation material. CSAM. Basically, pedophile material. Hey Roman, how you doing today? Anyways, this is Lemon Sunrise. She's got kind of a French look going on. Don't mind her little sleeves. They're supposed to be a solid color, but I was doing her body sketch because there were problems with the body, so I had to make her dress transparent. Crinoline, however, probably needs a few layers, but typically crinolines are pretty. They're made out of tulle. So they tend to be pretty transparent. But I kind of want to give her like a layered, what do you call it? Like a creamsicle kind of look. Yeah. But like a lemon creamsicle. Maybe more like a lemon meringue cake is how you should be seeing her. She's got a very French look, doesn't she? She's got the beret and the little like Lolita dress and yeah. She's a cutesy girl. And she's like soft spoken, very sweet, you know, like small birds. She's the kind of girl who would like find a sparrow and use healing magic on it, cause she's a healer. Not all witches can heal themselves. There are very specific powers, and they have to be trained. There's like I do at LARP. Nameless tried to use his magic to heal something, and he accidentally turned the fish inside out, and he's like, never again. I don't heal things. Do not. And it's basically because he does not understand anatomy or medicine, or you know, it's a fantasy medieval setting kind of deal, so it's not like they really understand. You know how we used to use, like, leeches and shit. So, that's not how the body actually works. And then, of course, you know, humans are different from elves and other things and whatnot. There's all sorts of species. I'm sure that you don't heal the mushroom people in the same way you'd heal a human. Oh, thank you. My dad came by and gave me a list of things. We have some totes in the basement. We have an inventory of them. So I'm going to be copying out the inventory. And so that I can go through the contents of the bins without actually having to go through the bins and then decide what to get rid of. But yeah, that's how Nameless's healing doesn't work, because he doesn't understand how that kind of thing actually works. And so witches who don't understand how anatomy and physics and cells and shit work can't really use their healing magic. So healing witches are very, very, very specialized, and so she'll probably end up becoming a nurse or a doctor. She'd probably get along well with Sonya, except Sonya's a bit too harsh for her. Self-awareness and acting on it when possible can go a long way. Absolutely it can. Time to order a truckload of those suction cup dildos and just start sticking them to ice vehicles. Hold on. Is the one that I was looking at? I gotta reopen the tab. It was the one that I was looking at. It's a suction cup one. The $1.84. As a matter of fact, almost all of them are $1.84. They even have really realistic ones, but honestly, like this pink one with like a bright pink base and a gradient into white and with like hearts on it would be perfect. But that one's $18. So the other one, the really cheap one, is like 7 sizes. Hold on. My They make you validate, and if you, god damn it, I can't look at it. I can't look at the listing. Anyways, there's 7 sizes available on the now it's trying to make me log in. Fuck. Anyways, I can't look at it anymore. They look pretty big, and then there's also little tiny ones. But, of course, only get the little tiny ones, like the smallest size you can get, and just stick them all over. And that's what you need, is just like 100,000 mini dildos, and you just stick them all over their cars. This is a really good idea. I've seen people throw them like throwing axes / knives and stick them every time. That's amazing. That is one hell of a talent. You're better now, Roman? That's good. I'm glad you're better today. I hope Cora's doing better. I know you were sick for a while. I see a little Fusro. Death. Destruction. just one Malvakine is enough to level New York City. Maybe I shouldn't say that. New York City's been hit by planes before. Let's pick some other place. Chicago. Murder. That guy you link me all the time with the white beard and the AC/DC guitar in the background, I can imagine him making a short ice driving porcupine cars now. Dildos just stuck to the vehicles all over. Oh, you're talking about John Powell or Tizzy Ent? No, I think it's John Powell Jr. Yeah. I had to think for a little, like guy with the white beard and the AC/DC. I had to really think about that, because there's a couple of dudes that I watched that are that exact description. No. But yeah, he would probably love that. Maybe I'll give him the idea, because that how to deal with ice. Just really cheap dildos from China. From Temu. Yeah, John Powell Jr. I guess one good thing from last week or the week before. Got a toy car? Nice. Murr, Washington, D.C.? What? A random city that Meowvakeen would level. Okay. I thought you were finishing your dir. In Murr, Washington, D.C. Yes! It's okay. They're, I believe that, like, crazy sewage spill is, pouring into the Potomac River. Yeah, that's in D.C. So it's on the border of D.C. and the other state where the big sewage spill is that Atozi covered. which is apparently the largest release of sewage material in US history. And no, I'm a little slow every day, and no one is talking about it. But apparently, they finally stopped the spill, but no one has mentioned it because the news cycle is so awful that they don't even bother covering that because it's not worth covering. It's gotten so bad that nobody knows that like the news cycle doesn't even mention when Russia attacks a residential high rise anymore, and a woman and her son were killed in that, and it's like just straight up attacking civilian residential buildings, and nobody even mentions it in the news anymore. You never hear anything about the Ukraine war because we're so wrapped up in the blatant corruption that's happening in the United States. But to be fair, Oladi Papo David, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Seika. I'm an artist. We're designing witches for my book, The Witch Hunter Society. And we're talking about throwing dildos at ICE agents and a couple of little harder subjects, but we're always very silly about it. Get suction cup dildos from Temu. You can get pink ones, pink jelly ones in 7 sizes. And the suggestion was that we get the ones with suction cups and then stick them by the hundreds to their cars. But how you doing? Welcome. How did you find us? Well, why did you come by? Why did you choose me? I forgot to go to the Blue Sky and do the go live thing. Hold on, we gotta. I gotta do the like. I'm maybe like a proper streamer. Profile. Click the meatballs. And go live. I need my link. Let's do the professional thing. We'll be good streamer. We're trying to grow. So feel free to hit the follow button. And we're going till 3 hours.
No. Cora Huroda says, Fisk attack.
Fisk attack? Fisk. I have been slammed by cans in my head. Why have you done this? Okay, we've done the go live thing on Blue Sky. I forgot because it's a new feature. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the islands.
Oladipupa David is visiting the island.
You found me randomly. Excellent. I like random. Random is great. Hold on. We've got to show you all of the witches we've drawn in the last 2 weeks or so. I also do pet memorial paintings for commission. I am on Discord. We do have a Discord. We even have a Discord command. There you go. Oh, my monitor turned off again. Stop doing that! I'm in gremlin mode this morning. I'm very energetic today. Hold on, I gotta take a sip of my hydrate, because otherwise these people get mad at me. Welcome. Tell us about yourself. What about me made you decide to choose our channel? Am I an author? I'm trying to be. But there is a little excerpt from my first chapter, which has since been heavily edited, so I gotta repost that in the library section on our Discord. You are welcome to join our Discord. We are discussing ways to deal with the age verification stuff. You will be our author. Yeah, Cora's already made a fan character. I don't know what's wrong with him. These people are crazy, you know. What name do you want me to call you by? Because I could call you Olad, Oladi, Pup, David, Puppo. Many things, yeah. I do art, I do writing, I do painting. We've got, oh, God, my mouse. Really need to replace it, but I don't want to because I like it. These are the human characters. These are the witch hunters. Ola di da. Ola da die. What? Ola di die? Ola di da die. Cora, you're confusing me. I have to go now already. Okay, goodbye. Have a great day. Hope you come back again. Feel free to come by again. We're always happy to have new people. Appears, leaves. Oh, I found some references for Forest King, so we're gonna work on him. Oh my god, monitor, please hold on. Where's the cable? I don't know what it is about the HDMI cable. This is why we need to step away from HDMI and we need to go with something a little bit more open source for technology, because HDMI are assholes and their shit doesn't work. And they're all like, oh, we're gonna be proprietary. Ugh. Fuck HDMI. Like, you want to use our name, you have to pay us a lot of money, and this is why things are so expensive, because people just want to make more money. Anyway, so we got our references for Low Beat, and we still got our one reference for Mass Effect. I'm still not... He's still an enigma to me, because he's brand new. Like, he is the latest addition to the cast, in terms of, like, I only added him back when I first started writing again in 2023. Cora used confusion. It was very effective. More like super effective. Like, holy shit, I was like... Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Forest King. Forest King. I found some good references for him. I think I can pull off a dark skin character. I will definitely have to ask Ross for advice, because I don't want to offend people. Being like the whitest European bean that exists, I'm just like a white bean. That's what they're called. They're called white beans. Literally, I'm just like paper white, because I never go outside. I go outside once a year, and it's to Germany. So I'll have to ask Ross for his opinions when or guidance when I start drawing Forest. But I tried to pick a guy that was cool and kind of had the same vibes as him. Half my family came... that doesn't matter. You're still black. You're still... Yeah, they're on a boat, but they were not... Oh, Jesus Christ! You like saying that story, sometimes I just see the reaction. Luckily, as far as I know, no one in my family history has ever participated in that atrocity. As far as I know. Although, technically, I do believe there are theoretically, some royals in my family tree somewhere. Which means probably, maybe. There is some question of whether there are Habsburg, links in my family tree. So, possibly. But it would all be, like, the Scandinavian branch. Not even Scandinavian, they're more like the Eastern European branch of the Habsburgs. All those royals, they all interbred with each other. There was a lot of inbreeding going on in the royal family trees. That's why they're all evil. And crazy and fucked up. They're not gonna pull some of the sins of the ancestors thing? Yeah, I don't believe in that. My next sentence is false. My previous sentence was true. God damn it! You'll do the best you can regarding input. I'll do my best. I'm trying to make an effort to expand the nationalities and the cultural aspects of my characters. Like before, Forest King is actually the second dark skinned character that is in the story. There's reference to another one. His name is Kogue, and he's a police chief. And as far as I know, it is considered an African name. So it's Kogh, and he's the police chief of North Cove Hunt. False 0, true 1. It will still be a paradox. Get out of here. But yeah, so Valkyrie and Bubbles were originally they were just British, but I decided to make them British Indian. And it's kind of funny because Alexander has an aversion to spicy food, kind of like I do. And Nana's always trying to feed him spicy things. Still better than Sugandis. So yeah, I am trying to make an effort to really, like, show that witches are from everywhere. I mean, Forrest was born on Europa, like, he's Europan. So he's an Europa native. He just happens to be black. Black people, they exist. Oh my god. What? And like Blue Frost, she's of European descent, but she's Canadian. Well, actually, she's Europan, but she's also Canadian. So like the country still exists, but also like canonically in this world, America's still a bit of a shit show, which is kind of apt because they're going very fast in the direction that America went in my book. And thank you for the hydrate. And Russia actually fractured into multiple states. So, like, you still have Ukraine and its full glory with Crimea, but there's also now Siberia as a country, and Russia has sort of become something between Eastern Europe and Siberia. And China and India. So it's just all like smashed in there. So like their only port access is, you know, in the North Sea. Like, oh, fuck you guys. Well, technically they have the Sea of Azov too, and like all of those little nation states like Turkmenistan and Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan, they all like fractured off of Russia, and they're all independent nations now. So there's a lot more independent nations, and I think the US in the story might be fracturing a bit too. Might have split into 3 or 4, and they're still fighting over it, which is why there's not much involvement with them in the book. Wonder if Magadan is its own thing right now. What's Magadan? If you hadn't made this joke, I would have. Hi, Hira. Good morning. Magadan is one of those nations that rose up after the Ring of Fire went boom in the World on Fire universe. Oh. Part of Russia to the far east. Okay, yeah, that would be Siberia. Siberia just became its own nation, and the Siberian people, like the native Siberian people, are really doing well for themselves because they've got a lot of minerals and they know how to live in the fucking cold. I wish it would happen in real life. I wish Siberia would get its shit together and the Siberian people would just be like, you know what? We're sick of Russia's bullshit and their corruption. We're taking our land and we're taking our people and you're gonna fuck right up. I encourage it. But, you know, getting a hold of those people, very unlikely. You know, Japan has its Northern Island back. The fractured union. Yeah. So, like, a lot of shit happened, right? Like, even, like, in the book, I haven't really touched on it, even in my own mind too much. But even, like, countries like China and India, the really, really, really big nations completely kind of fell apart because they're always having some sort of infighting and corruption, right? You always hear about corruption in these countries. You never so much in Canada. The worst we have in Canada is Alberta right now. And like for a while in the 90s, we had Quebec wanting to separate. And they put it to a vote and they lost in a landslide. Because the people of Quebec were like, yeah, there's just a few assholes that want to separate and we don't want to. The rest of the Canadians in Quebec were just like, nah, man, we're Canadians. Fuck you. It was kind of funny how badly they lost. And I bet you if they had the same vote in Alberta, they would also lose terribly. Like, it would just shut that shit right now. We should just have that vote now. Like, Alberta, do you want to separate? Let's have a vote. Do it. Vote now. Right now. Just like the election is tomorrow. The vote is tomorrow. Y'all go vote. And see how many people actually support it. You'll probably find that like 90% of Alberta is like, fuck no. Took nearly 600 years hours of society managed to live on, even if countries and such were different compared to present day. Yeah. In the universe, society was still a thing after the Ring of Fire and Yellowstone and fuck you to everyone. Yeah. It's what happened with the witches was on a level of like you expect World War III. If World War III were to happen, like an actual World War III, it would probably be very fast and a lot of people would die. The witch thing was like World War III combined with the Salem witch hunts on a global scale. Like, everybody was terrified. And, of course, then you had the nation states trying to find witches and recruit them as superpowers. But the Eden Society, which is controlled by the Catholic Church and thus a religious organization that is basically global, was like, no, these things are dangerous, they are a sin, they are evil, they're demons trying to destroy our world. You know, they went like full religious fundamentalist, you know, Salem witch trials levels of batshit crazy Spanish Inquisition on people, but on a global scale. So you think of the horrors of the Spanish Inquisition, but you apply that to modern day and modern technology circa 2003, and that's what you get. Getting some X-Men vibes? Yeah, it's kind of like what happened in X-Men with the anti-mutant stuff. Yeah, it does have that vibe. And of course, regular humans cannot see wraiths. They don't have the ability to see wraiths, so they just see witches destroying things. And they're like, oh shit. That was when you were born? Yeah, that's when most of the kids were born. This story takes place in 2021, and at that point, Alexander is 17, and I believe he was born in 2004? I have it written down somewhere. I have a little bit of trouble with the numbers sometimes. I have it all charted out, but that chart was on paper, and I haven't found that paper yet. So I actually have Alexander's age and another character's age that is very important to Alexander's past written out so that I know who was born when and what their age difference is, because that's really important that I keep track of that information to make certain points of the backstory work. FOH Miller, Friends of Humanity, if you remember the X-Men TS, FOH sure looks like ice now. Yeah. It's basically that, except, you know, ice is after immigrants and not mutants. But when you look at stories like the Witch Hunter Society and X-Men and any other thing where they go after like a certain group of people, all of those are just allegories to what would happen if we turned on, say, black people or immigrants, you know, if we racially profiled and used military power to go after these people and just destroy them en masse. That's exactly what those stories are about. They're allegories for what happened to the Jews in World War II. Which is why, like, you've got great villains like Magneto who are like, I'm gonna, you know, kill first before they come after me, because he lived through the Holocaust. He experienced it. That's part of his story. I actually didn't know that until the first X-Men film, and when I saw the number on Magneto's arm, I was like, oh, no wonder he hates anti-mutant sentiment so much. Mutants were written to be a stand-in for whoever the target minority is. Yep. And, like, that's good storytelling because you're not making it too real. A lot of people don't want that realism because it's uncomfortable that we have to face something like that, that our species is capable of doing stuff like that. And that's why people are so stressed out by the news, like the extreme levels of Orwellian observation that we're getting with the US government and Palantir and everything coming out of the Epstein files. Because it's reality, it's so much more stressful. If this were, if what we were experiencing in the United States were a work of fiction, we would be like, yeah, that's scary. We should probably not go that direction in real life. But because we are in that direction in real life and we're very much living it, it's extremely stressful and damaging to our society and our psyche as people. Yeah, you stopped watching the news, so you can't handle it anymore. And that actually, in some regards, makes it worse because you become unaware of what's happening. But I understand if you need to take a break from it for your mental health. But, like, I was talking to Sai last night, and she had no idea what was going on. She didn't even know about the Discord age verification thing. And she uses Discord every day, all day, like I do. And, yeah, like, she had no idea. And one of the things, like I said on one of the comments on a video on YouTube with the Epstein stuff, I'm like, if I wrote this as a book and submitted it to an agent, I would be, like, laughed out of the authorial circle because, it would be too outlandish. Like, it's on the levels of conspiracy theory that QAnon floated, but they got the wrong party. And that's because they were doing an every accusation is a confession thing. Right? The rest of us were like, this is insane. You know, the normal people were like, this is insane, this can't be real. And then the guys who did believe it, all of the QAnon conspiracy theorist people, are like, oh, it has to be real because we don't like the other side, and this is the kind of thing that, you know, we would think of doing. Every accusation is a confession. Fiction's got nothing on nonfiction. People are fucking wild for real. Yeah, absolutely. And, like, not paying attention causes some of the problems. People sticking their head in the sand and saying, I can't deal with this. It's too stressful because it's scary. Well, what are you going to do when World War III starts? You just going to, like, stick your head in the sand and your ass in the air for it to be shot? Like, you have to pay attention, because if you don't pay attention and you don't move now, you can't prevent World War III from happening. That's the thing. Like, Canada's doing its best to decouple itself from the United States because they're threatening us. And we saw what happened with Ukraine. It didn't push hard enough for its independence and its strength, despite the fact that they were pushing really hard. But, like, they were dealing with lots of corruption left over from Soviet rule and just the communist Soviet way of how Russia and the Soviet Union ran, right? They were still dealing with that corruption, which is why they couldn't get into the UN, because they had to clear that up. But Zelensky became president and he started fighting back against corruption. And they were well on their way to joining the EU and the UN and NATO. And Russia was like, oh, we don't like that. We feel threatened by that because, well, they're the bad guys. They want money and unfettered capitalism because they're making money from it. They may be a communist nation, but they're making, don't mistake it, they are making money from unfettered capitalism and corruption. The US just went the opposite way. They used democracy to become a corrupted fascist government. Whereas they went the other way in Russia, where they used communism to become a corrupt fascist government. And either side of the scale is really bad when you look right wing versus left wing. Left like to get in everybody's faces and police people to the point where they can't do anything because they want to take. It's hard for me to explain. I hate words, man. America has a fake democracy. Well, you see, American democracy is it's a Republican, it's a republic, right? It's a democratic republic. It's different from the other democracies that we have in the Western Hemisphere and like Europe and stuff, in that, like, we have a Westminster parliamentarian democracy, whereas you guys have like Congress and Senate. They're not the same thing. They operate differently. Like, when Donald Trump says he wants to nationalize the elections, like, our elections are nationalized, but it's an independent organization that the government cannot interfere with. So, whether you go right or left, if you go to the extreme on either end, you always end up at the same place, which is fascism. You always end up there. So it's either a communist dictatorship or a fascist dictatorship, and eventually they become the same thing. It's not a horseshoe, it's a circle. And we want to avoid the circle. So where centrism and true democracy are like top of the clock, fascism is the bottom of the clock. You want to go north, not south. You want to stay north. You don't want to go south. So we're traveling in the wrong direction in the United States. We're going too far to the east. You want to course correct and head a little bit west. You don't want to go too far west either. If you know what I mean. I'm looking at like a circle. And the left is west, east. Hello, another new first-time chatter. Hello, how you doing, Dread Pirate Dan? I like your name. Do you want me to call you Dan, Pirate, Dread? How'd you find us? Why'd you swing by? What interested you? Let us hear your story. Welcome to the islands. Feel free to drop a follow. We had Oladi Papo David come by earlier today first time. How did you find us? Were we just a random find? I've been hitting the Facebook hands again. Oh yeah, the LARP tag, yeah! Everybody on Shrimp Thine Spines. Whoop! Give yourself a little way back and forth, stretch out your sides. Never neglect your sides. A little way back and forth like seaweed in the ocean currents. We're a bit weird here. Welcome. All LARPers are weird though, you probably got that. Just search for LARP trying to get hyped for UK events later this year. Oh yeah. You gonna go to Empires? I go to Conquest in Germany, that's my LARP. I'm Canadian, so I spend the entire year saving for it. We like art and book. Oh, fish down! Fish down! Oh, casualty. Havarti's gone out for milk and cigarettes and hasn't returned. I'm sorry, guys. Our little lumpfish down in the corner there, his name is Havarti. He sometimes just goes away. Yeah, so, yeah, he's... Wait, no, that's the audio. Where's the Havarti picture? Havarti PNG, there we go. He's gone out for milk and cigarettes. I'm hoping to get to Empire at least 3 times this year. They just moved to a new site that is not 2 hours off your travel time. Nice. Yeah, I moved this last year from just outside of Toronto back to Ottawa in Canada, and now I have to take 3 planes to get to Germany instead of 2. But Conquest is like a week long, so it's an entire like 7 or 8 day trip for me, depending on how things land in terms of sharing hotel and stuff with people. It is an epic journey. I had a lot of fun. This character here that I am is nameless. That's the character that I play at Conquest of Mythidia. Oh yeah, I've been to Germany. I've been to Germany twice. I was born in Germany, actually. But yeah, I just decided to make my LARP character my VTuber, and here we are. It's been almost a full year. Valentine's Day is my 5-year streamiversary. My affiliate streamiversary. Oh, there's Cora and his tier 3 sub with Fuss Round Meow! Meow King, causing death and destruction everywhere. Just like throw those people off the mountain. Is this how we get the bodies off of Everest? Ah, you're also German? Great. Great. You should go to Conquest. Join Skilltree. The YouTube channel Skilltree has a Discord, and they have a camp at Conquest called Dendronia. And Neff is Boop my Snoop. It is the Boop Snoop. Like the Doop Snoop. But it is the Snoop that gets Boop. The Boop Snoop. Level the highest mountain. That's more like a Dragon Ball. You know, charge up and firing my lasers. God, I'm old. Yeah, Afghan German. Oh, interesting. And your name is Roman. It's just multicultural across the board. As for the artwork that's on screen, Dan, these are characters from the novel that I am presently writing called The Witch Hunter Society, which is the title of our stream. And these are all the witches. I will bring up the hunters in just a moment. These are the hunters. And these are some of the human characters. Alex is our main character. I need to redraw him and Vaughn because they were drawn in 2023, so I need to redo those ones. Same thing on the witch page. There is Nightlight. Need to redo him because he's from 2023 as well. We had Whitefire, who is also from 2023, but I redrew him already. I need to do a little bit of fixing. But yeah, these are all of our witches. And since they're the coolest to draw, fun fact, Everest is not the tallest mountain, but it is that it's the highest. Okay. Spelled like Rumen, which is Arabic for pomegranate. Ooh. Interesting. Are any of those German LARPs based on Warhammer? I don't know about any of the any Warhammer LARPs. I go to Mythodia because I won a ticket to the event, and tickets are like, you know, like $300 for me, so they're like 120 or something euros. But like they're like $350 Canadian. So I won a ticket a few years back, and I had to push it back to the next year. So I think I won the ticket in 2022 for 2022, and then I went in 2023 because I had to get my citizenship papers replaced in Canada, and that takes 11 months, and I found out 4 months before the event. But I missed Mudodia because it rained and rained and rained. People lost things in the mud. We're talking like one of my friends lost her rolling pin weapon, her really nice quality, you know, LARP weapon got lost in the mud and they never found it. People lost shoes and boots. Sometimes we find things in the field that comes up that were lost in Mudodia, and it's been, you know, in 2024, people were still finding things in the dirt, and they're like, oh, hey, let's put this in the lost and found. And then it turns out that it was from, like, the previous, the year before last. So I actually won a costume contest for Level Up LARP, which was in conjunction with Bergschneider, who now owns Conquest of Mythodia. And, it was using this character, Kieran. I made his hat. And there's like beads and stuff hanging from it. The real one looks better, but I would have to share the photo. I don't think I have a censored photo. And yeah, so you had to buy a piece of Bergschneider clothing and modify it to fit your character. And I had ordered the hat in blue, and they sent me the hat in red because they ran out of blue ones. It's Bale. Bale on a bike. Yep, there's a song. Poor Bale. There's so many Bale memes now. Bale is Bergschneider's representative who works with Skilltree. So he's a human person. And I recommend checking out the Skilltree YouTube channel run by Kit and Maddie. They're a pair of wonderful people. A lot of people here in chat I also know from the Skilltree channel. So that's where like I met Neff and Cora and Fantasy, who's named Silver. Ross Riders was like a random follow, so he was like you. Roman as well. Roman joined us last week? Would you like me to pronounce it as Roman or Roman? By the way. I have an acquaintance who's going to Empires in the UK. Mostly because he was kicked out of the Skilltree camp because he played too hard. Keep an eye out for him. So, warning. He's like, oh, at Empires, you're actually allowed to hit people, and, you know, you can get injured, it's fine. And I'm like, how old are you? And he's like 20, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna regret those injuries when you're 40. Trust me. I damaged my knee when I was 20. And, now that I am 40, it's really hurting. So I gave him a good talking to. Thank you for visiting the island. Welcome, welcome.
Roman_Ansari 2003 is visiting the island.
Roman, were you not following before? Roman is silly bean. Or commented would say trying to draw a mer. Yeah, I was trying to draw a mer. Do I have a censored version of my No, I don't. Hold on. We're gonna quickly turn off the art screen. Oh look, there's our noise thing in the background. So Spirit City. I'm gonna quickly bring up the picture of the hat. Create new from clipboard. And we're gonna grab a pen tool. What do I need? I need this. Crop this. Alright. Now I can turn this back on now. Wait, mouse! So this is the hat. Well, the side view of the hat. Are you taking much gear to Germany? I take one suitcase and a backpack. And I just deal with, food while in there. I used to, the first year I went, I did bring some food with me and I didn't end up eating much of it. I just ended up buying my food for the most part from the Tross, which is the little town that's set up there. If you haven't heard of Conquest of Mythidia, it is the world's largest fantasy LARP. I recommend it. It's a lot of fun, especially if you have people to go with. How the tent? Well, this year I'm either going to make my own tent, which I doubt I'm going to have time to do because I still need to make my costume. I was just hoping to lose a bit more weight this year before I had to buy tons of silk. Yes, the Black Ice. I think they're called something else now. My character gets very confused by things. Which means I have trouble keeping up with it. But this is the hat that won me the ticket, and then I just kept going after that because I made a lot of friends, and it was like so redonkulously healing to me as a person that I decided to stay. We're gonna save this. I'm just gonna save it as a basic illustration.clip. It was ridiculously healing in a way that I can't even begin to express. God, my taskbar has disappeared again. Here's another version of the hat on my ancient laptop. I have since fixed the hat with nicer pieces. Yeah, Kieran is a mage. I didn't end up going as Kieran. I had planned to make the hat blue and make that a similar design for this character. The hat actually looks pretty well on me, considering I can't buy hats from the store because they all look awful on me. I have to only wear handmade hats. All hats look terrible unless they're weird. And I also have a giant head, so I can't buy hats at the store. But yeah, they sent me the red hat instead of the blue hat. And they're like, oh, we were out, so we just sent you the red hat. And I was very upset, and I had to pivot because the hat had already arrived late. And we had, like, instead of having, like, 3 months to work on the piece, we had, like, a month. And I was already a week in, and I was like, fuck, I just gotta get this done. Somehow I won first place. It's the first time in my life I've ever won anything. So that was healing, because I was like, I actually won something based on my own skills, and it wasn't a two-man race against the other person who had no idea what they were doing. That's a different story. And so, you know, that happened, and then I met people there Yeah, I gotta go to a different folder now and continue the story. Where's my commissions folder for this one? I met someone there who asked me to design their boyfriend's costume for this last year, and they made this. So I designed this for them, and then they made it for the guy. And that was my first time doing a full commission in like a very, very long time that wasn't just some like quick little thing. Like this was my first like full proper job as an artist. And then she asked me to design her costume, and she looked absolutely fabulous. Like, so good. He's not coming back this year because they broke up, unfortunately. But he looked fantastic. I accidentally closed hers. My mouse double clicks now. You thought it was a Dalek in the bottom left? What other guys won? The apron? Well, it is kind of Dalek shaped, isn't it? It was just a little quick sketch. But yeah. I started streaming because I was doing these commissions, and the community that's here today are people that are regulars from that whole time. So most of these guys have been watching me for like 10 months to a year. And I am forever grateful. Necromancer likes to commission me. So we've done this one for Necromancer. And then I have another one for... Oh wait, I gotta show you the egg. Egg! This is our practice egg. Follow age? No, we don't have follow age yet. This is our practice egg. Everybody loves egg. Egg is great. Necromancer's other commission that we did. I'll wait for it to open. So he commissioned a portrait of his very lovely wife. I hope I made her even like half as pretty as she actually is in real life. But yeah, we finished this one. This one took us like 5 or 6 months of just on and off work. We have other paintings that we're working on as displays. So we've got Reginald. People haven't seen Reginald in a while. I think this picture's very close to being done. It's very close. Yeah, we haven't seen Reggie in a while. Oh, my dad's here for my coffee cup. Hold on a sec. Thank you. Does Reggie eat hikers? He might. These two are Kit and Maddie from Conquest of Mythidia. So the left is the photograph, the right is the painting. Yes, like the magnetic posters. You can upload and sell your own displays, I believe. Or at least get custom ones printed. So I wanted to make this a display because, I mean, come on, it's a vibe. You're gonna lurk? See you later, Ross. Enjoy your nap in the shade. I do side-by-side paintings of photos. So we've been working on this one since after Conquest, when this picture first came out. So this was this year. Or this last year. What else are we doing? I have chibis that I work on, so this is Nameless again. Necromancer, thank you for the gifted sub. Welcome to NecroCon!
Necromancer Dark is hosting a guest. Welcome Dread Pirate Dan to the island.
Dark Forest with Reginald and Dark Forest without Reginald? Maybe. Maybe there will only be the Reginald version. Necromancer, thank you for the gifted sub to Dan. Dan, welcome to NecroCon, the everlasting convention. Even if you die, you're still an attendee. Welcome. Welcome to the island.
Dan is visiting the island.
Yep, and then, of course, we have memes like the Q burrito. This one's a story from Conquest. I had this thermal blanket that I brought with me. Well, we'll see. We'll see which one sells better. It would be easy to just paint Reginald out, so yeah, but it wouldn't be as interesting or fun. Anyway, so I had this thermal blanket that I brought with me to Conquest this year, and I was sharing a tent with Etros, who is ace in use when he comes by, but he's usually working at this time. And this thermal blanket, it's thicker than this one looks. It's just a... Yeah, Reginald is cute. There's an imp in my burrito. It's a demon, actually. And this thermal blanket, even though it's like kind of quilted, it still made this noise, like someone trying to very quietly eat Doritos out of a bag. You know, like whenever you're trying to eat chips really quietly, and no matter how slow and methodical you are, it is still like the loudest sound on the face of the earth. Like, God, a truck crash would be quieter. It's not like every time I even so much shit would be like crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. And so that's where the Q burrito story comes from, because I'm an incubus. You missed earlier where we were talking about buying dildos from Temu. And we found like pink suction cup dildos, and we're gonna like distribute them to all of the ICE protesters so that they could stick them to the cars, because there's one video on our Discord where I shared a video to the Happy Place. It's the one time I'll share ICE related stuff to the Happy Place, where somebody threw a dildo into the car at the ICE agents, and it like bounced up and hit the dude square in the face. So you missed the dildo talk earlier, but we found these pink jelly dildos with suction cups on them you can buy from Temu for like $1.38 Canadian. So that's like, you know, $1 American. It's like 95 cents. You can buy 7 sizes of giant of pink dildos, and I'm like, just buy the smallest size, because that's all they can handle. Like, their assholes are just so tight, you know. So my character story that is his species are descended from Incubus, so I created my own fantasy race. I wrote 50,000 years worth of history, and I still don't know the character's actual name, because he was cursed to have no name. He can't be named, he can't be given a nickname. He can only be categorized as something that has no name, so everybody just calls him Nameless. So, while I am female, I am gender neutral. You can use any pronouns you like. If you have a preferred pronoun, please let me know. I'm also... Like, I have drawn nothing today. I'm so sorry, guys. We're already halfway through stream, and I've drawn jack shit. We've got all these things open. Egg practice. Everybody loves egg. You're he, him? Cool. You can use whichever one you find most apt. Not want to get from Temu. Oh, I was gonna say there might be something you... didn't want to get from Temu, but if you're bulk buying to throw at brown shirts, that definitely makes sense. Yeah, well, who was it that suggested sticking to the cars? Was it Necromancer, or was it Neff? I can't remember, but someone said, like, you know, the protesters should just get them and, like, stick them to the cars en masse so they look like porcupines of just dildos. Pink jelly dildos. The transparent ones, even. It was Neff. Okay. I thought that was great. And then I'm not a he, him, I'm a he-man. Hi, Death. How you doing? Thank you for the hydrate. I've still got my 7-Up from last night. We've got a new supply in the house. Oh, just for the John Powell Jr. reaction? Yeah. John Powell Jr. is a great channel. Sometimes he just, like, laughs at silly things on the internet. A lot of the times he laughs at ICE agents. By the power of Grayskull! Did you know in the old cartoon, every time He-Man comes onto the screen, whether he's Prince Adam or He-Man, every single time he comes onto the screen, is like, you hear in the background this little chorus of He-Man. Every time. You watch the old cartoon, listen for it. I noticed that last time I watched it because I got my brother the DVD set for Christmas back in like 2007 or something. So we have season 1 of He-Man the cartoon on DVD in this house. And I think I have season 1 of Thundercats. I hope the new He-Man movie is good. I mean, also, if they don't have a cameo by Dolph Lundgren, I will be upset with them. Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats! Ho! Yeah, I was more of a Thundercats kid than He-Man. Thundercats and Transformers. And Ninja Turtles. I grew up without cable television, Dan, so if you reference something that's cable TV, I probably will not understand it. Like, Phineas and Ferb and, I think Danny Phantom, you know, stuff like that. I won't understand it. Ghostbusters was good. Yeah, Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, and Ghostbusters. Okay, you're in our age group. Excellent, excellent. Well, man, TMNT was great. The first pet I ever had was a turtle, and I named mine Leonardo. My brother's was Donatello. Perf! Our moderator, I didn't see you sneak in there. Oh my god, Perf, Perf, Perf. Hi, how you doing? We're looking at Egg right now, but let's turn off Egg. I have gotten literally nothing done. We were going to work on Citrus Sunset today. Who is actually a guy. I just have a female reference up there for the colors. Where is it? Which one is it? I think it's this one. Yeah. We'll move this one over. Citrus Sunset is the older brother of Lemon Sunrise. Oliver witches have code names. We're having fun with it by giving them like a little like text signature sticker kind of thing. Have you seen this? What is it? Oh god, I double clicked it. Oh, that one! Yeah, that's cool. Raphael test footage demo. It's a little bit slow in the movements. I would like to see a little bit more speed. But otherwise, like, that's pretty rad test demo. They're a test footage demo. Words. You watched that 2 days ago. You're gonna fit right in here, man. If you join our Discord, we are discussing ways to deal with the Discord age verification thing. So maybe creating a forum on a private website. You know, kind of the way the internet used to be when we were younger. I'm guessing you're in the late 30s, early to mid 40s range where we are. We have some people in the community. I think we've got someone who's under 19. We've got one person who's under 19, and the Discord age verification is going to be really annoying for them because they're Australian. I haven't seen Jesus around in a while, actually. Recommended a Skelegrim and his poison. I've got a reaction video to Skelegrim. Yeah! I want to see what he has to say about it. I mean, the choreography looks good. Learning that Ninja Turtles was actually a straight up joke parody of Daredevil was hilarious. Like, I never knew that. Thanks for the hydrate, Death. Yeah, learning that he was that Ninja Turtles was a joke parody of Daredevil's just so funny to me. I think we're gonna copy the pose from this guy for our drawing of Citrus Sunset. Whoa. We're gonna try and draw something this stream. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're probably gonna take his outfit-ish too. How did they get from Daredevil to Turtles? They're just like, what kind of mutant can we make? What can we do? I guess they picked turtles randomly because it was weird. Hand Clan, the Foot Clan, the Stick, Splinter. Shredder was the guy dual-fisting cheese graters, and he's like, wouldn't this make a cool weapon? And we should call him, like, the Great Man or something. And his friend was like, oh, no, you should call him Shredder. Because it shreds cheese. Fantasy, not gonna lie, but you're gonna have to get over it. You're just gonna have to get over it. Find something that's good and focus on that, because that's the only way you're gonna get through it. We're talking about dildos and Ninja Turtles, for Christ's sake. Like, join the fun. We're about to design a witch. Got an idea? Send ideas in my library post. They sold a dead body of Optimus Prime. Jesus Christ, they'll monetize anything. The only reason they killed all of those Transformers in Transformers the movie was so they could sell more toys. And I was like, that is the most disappointing thing ever. They like traumatized a generation of boys and a few girls. I was one of those girls they traumatized. That movie came out a year after I was born, but still. Transformers the movie is like a formative childhood experience. The toxic barrel that busted and blinded Matt Murdock seeped into the sewers and turned the turtles into Splinter and the mutants. Oh, is that what the logic was? Why were there turtles in the sewer? Well, we know from the cartoon it's because a little girl was buying pet turtles and tripped, and they went to the New York sewer system. And there are obviously rats down there. The turtle thing was a bit weird, but it just worked so well. But why teenagers? I don't know. I don't know why they got the teenagers part. Maybe because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just sounded fun, and, like, it was New York, so, like, teenagers are, like, hip and cool. Dildos and TMNT, but not in the same conversation yet. Somebody's into that somewhere. Yes, Teenage Mutant... Tootant Meenage Needle Teetles. What? Ah, birth! Christ. Guys, my moderator is broken. I notice I don't have a character that's over 6 feet tall. Why is everybody so... Oh, wait, no, Pale Bloom's over 6 feet. Oh, wait, no, he's wearing heels. I think Nebula's supposed to be taller. Probably have to make him taller. Look, the world went through, like, a decade of destruction. People weren't well fed. They're not getting as tall as they are now. No, I've not heard of that, perf. When TMNT was made in New York had an epidemic of exotic pets being flushed down the toilet. Oh my god! The New York sewer gators came from... Oh my lord. Wow. The dollar store TMNT knockoff toys? I could see it, honestly enough. I could. Hasbro killed Optimus Prime in the movie, gave kids trauma, and also Hasbro, here's the dead body of the Optimus Prime toy. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. We had the Metroplex toy. My brother had that. So it was like the transforming, like, city. Yeah. And we had 2 of the Dinobots. And I think we had, like, was it Ironside? No, it was an Ironside. No, it might have been. I don't know. By the time I was old enough to get those kinds of toys, they weren't really selling them anymore. Bumblebee was always my favorite. He's always been my favorite. He will always be my favorite. And then, like, Beast Wars came out. I still never got to really watch it unless I was over at Mewjuice's house. Mewjuice is a person who comes here every once in a while. Dan, she is one of my childhood best friends. So we've been friends since we were 9, and we are now 40. We've been friends a very long time. I love arguing the difference between scones, biscuits, and cookies with Americans. I read that in different order, sorry. I just posted most valuable material possessions in the photography section on Discord. I'm showing them however since I got them for Christmas. Okay, well, you have to go look. Let's learn about our new member of our community. Oh, somebody posted something to the happy place. Oh, Neff. Okay. Photography. Oh! Oh, those are lovely. We have a member of our community who would really like those. His name is Alex Wraith. I haven't seen him in months. Last time I spoke to him, he was still homeless. So that's just the way things are around here. I now know 2 people who are without housing. Or last time I talked to him, he was like, I'm being kicked out of the shelter because I haven't been able to get a job in so long. And I'm like, that is asinine. But he loves red, black, and silver together, so he would really love that set. Those are beautiful. Those are beautiful swords. I just have the Calamasil Nymeral dagger in black, and I got that because I like it, and it was one of the refurbished ones, so I got it nice and cheap too. How scones pronounced? It's pronounced scone. Because when they're scones, it's gone. Corporate boardrooms. Anything for $1. Including dildos. Oh, Perf, you missed the part of the morning where we were talking about the guy who threw a dildo into the car of an ICE agent. And it bounced up and hit the dude in the face. And so we're like, we should we should get dildos and like hand them out to protesters, and then Neff suggested getting the ones with suction cups and sticking them to all the cars of the ICE agents. Everywhere they go, there's just dicks on their cars. The toy's actually called Dead Optimus Prime. Oh my lord. Probably Steam community. Oh, the response to announcements. Okay, I saw that. Where did you post the thing, Perf? In the memory. Tutant meanage neetle teetles. You can't say this out loud without laughing. I can't even read it silently without laughing. I am not laughing. They failed! I'll make you scone. I am not trying anything today. God damn it! No, got craft night tonight. I'm not gonna get anything done again today. We're full gremlin mode today. Alright, let's just quickly sketch. I will keep drawing. I will try to pay attention to chat at the same time. This is gonna go very badly. Oh my god, this is already going very poorly. Lost my joy years ago. I'm trying to feel something. You better feel something. I'm gonna get your ass to Conquest so I can give you hugs. Fantasy. You need to learn how to have joy. It is something that takes effort. Joy doesn't just come to one. You must make an effort to have joy. I have joy every day because you guys are here. That includes you, Fantasy. When you're not here, I feel like there's something wrong. There's something missing in my life. You people give my life meaning. Okay? So I hope that at least gives you some joy. When you guys are not around, I'm always like, there's something missing in my life. Like, Christ, Ross is on an 80 stream streak today. 80 streams in a row. That's 80 weekdays. It's crazy. In the UK, they were not called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. That's dumb. Ninjas are better than heroes. Like, come on, man. No hugs for you? Well, you better get your ass to Conquest. Then you get hugs. I will give you virtual hugs, Neff. I hope you feel them right now. You are receiving virtual hugs. On 79, your 80th straight day is tomorrow. Woohoo! You're all receiving virtual hugs. I'm still not drawing. What is wrong with me? You know, what's funny is, in a couple of years, when I get to like the 4th or 5th book, I'm gonna have to redraw all of these teenage characters as adults. Because I have a planned 5-year gap. He's got kind of a... Look. I know this is an AI picture and I hate this shit, but... You see that? The hip line? But the knees are still... We've got kind of... There's a knee here. It's hard to tell where this knee is. I like the big chunky shoes. I always like this. This other knee is higher because it's more forward. The other knee is right about here. They're almost in line, but again, opposite. You see that zigzag that we got going on? That's what I talk about when previously when trying to draw who was it I was struggling with so much? Guys, I forget who it was I was struggling with so much that I just couldn't figure it out. I drew Bubbles offline. Was it Nebula or was it Machine? It was one of the guys. Or Mara and I joined me on stream. I can't remember which one it was, guys. My brain is dumb. What? His ankles. Probably around there. Knees. Does that seem right? Yeah, so there's too much of an angle. UK intro. I will watch this later, but I'll just cue it up. You're a mutant flag. Sounds like an insult. Someone from Glasgow would toss her at. What even was my accent then? Was mutant a bad word in the UK? But they were still called Teenage Mutant Turtles, but ninja was the word they changed. Is ninja the bad word? When I'm contributing to a goal/fund, why am I paying taxes on a donation? What? Yeah, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. That is such a lame title. You're probably paying taxes on it because it's not a charitable donation. Weird how that one's actually going in. The other ankle, one ankle here, one ankle here. This is the foreshortening part where I always have a problem. elbows are usually pretty level. In the UK, ninja is considered dangerous for kids. Although, like, the protections for kids, it's never for kids. It's never for kids. It's never about the kids. It's about controlling people. You should be teaching people how to be better parents. It's the same thing with the whole Discord age verification. Like, it's not about the kids, it's about getting information. This is the foreshortening part. This is so messy. These sneakers are actually really cool. This is probably going to be refined down quite a bit, like, too broad. Let's see, we want the heel at the same level as the toe box here. So we got the heel box, toe box, and the toe box for this one comes forward like this. This character is a little bit more robust in design. I'm going to turn off these ones. This is probably my worst one yet. Insert Maud Flanders. Won't someone please think of the children? Maud Flanders was the UK personified for American television. I didn't know that either. Alright, we're gonna slim this guy down a little bit. He's a bit wide on this side. I love the liquefy tool. It's gonna look a little bit janky until we start refining it down. Erase that. Did Say do the writing? I never did get to writing, man. Oh, let's refine this down a little bit. I did get most of Lemon Sunrise done last night. If no right, then how I read. I am sorry. I won't be watching the news after stream today. I don't have time for that shit anymore. Alright, let's get rid of these lines. I used to hate sketching on stream, but now I don't mind it so much anymore. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing. Oh, wrong brush. I think I'm gonna move his knee over more still. brightness, it's gonna look like shit for a moment. It's okay. The wobbly man. If you ever meet the wobbly man, make sure you run. He can't move very fast because he's all wobbly. I need a lasso tool. Joint up here. Knee. Honestly, the wobbly man sounds like another, what should we call it? SCP. The problem with using an AI as a reference is, like, once you start getting into anatomy, or like, you realize, like, things don't work. So, like, you still have to know stuff about anatomy. And I'm glad that I do, and I'm getting so much faster at it. You know, this guy is kind of a sports jock. His initial inspiration was kind of like a surfer guy. But not like surfer guy as in like California, like, dude. Is more like his aesthetic is more of like a sci-fi surfer. So his flyer is actually just a surfboard. I know that looked like a leaf, but I've never drawn a surfboard in my life. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've even drawn a skateboard before. Need to slim him up a little bit. He's still a teenager. I have to remember that. I haven't seen Arcane yet. Okay, redraw those fingers. Thank you for the hydrate. My tea still has not arrived. I'm going to shoot off now. Alright, well, thanks for coming by. We do have a lurk command if you want to lurk and just leave the stream running, or if you're off to watch somebody else. Cryptid? Yes, cryptid. original city-dwelling cousin, the wobbly man, poses as a drunk man struggling in the shadows to lure in their victim. I like it. Ah! I just felt a sudden urgent need to cough. Maybe inhaled some cat hair. Change the angle of this a bit. Alright, the hand's in the pocket, so we don't need to worry about that. Things are a little bit messy right here. We're gonna multiply, reduce opacity, rename that layer, rename this layer to outfit sketch. Grab one of his sister's color. Actually, we're just gonna grab this bright orange. So his theme is more orange. Oh, here comes the tea. And the kitty. Is he following you around, or is he just sitting out?
No, he was sitting at the top of the stairs.
Ah. Thank you. There's a video game that never came back to be a blend of Tony Hawk games and the sci-fi racer F-Zero. The characters had these hover surfboards with jets in the back instead of stabilizer fins. That sounds like a neat idea. The idea of flying surfboards or jets with propulsion has been stuck in my brain since seeing the concept art. Hands out fresh donuts. Refreshes everyone's beverage. You sure we shouldn't make you a mod, Neff? Or see the proprietor of the host cafe. Why does the tea taste weird? Did you put cream in my tea again? I think you might have put cream in my tea. Neff for mod. I offered Neff to be a moderator, but he doesn't want the responsibility. He feels like he might make people dislike him, and he doesn't have the patience for it. Considering how often I dip in mood and just ghost the community, probably not the best idea. Look, I'm one of Perf's mods, I think. I don't even know anymore. I ghost our community all the time. I love oversized sweaters, by the way. I would wear the shit out of a sweater like this. I like how it gets like suddenly really thin at the ends of the sleeves here. So while her theme is more lemon, his is more orange. Cora for mod. If you want to be a mod, yeah. I'll make you a mod. You're always here. See, there's like a weird pocket right here. This is such a strange outfit, but I kind of like it. So it's got like these really big cuffs, and they're really thick and chunky, but the fabric looks thin and kind of stiff. Like, it doesn't look like it's thick. The triple C. Like, the cuffs are wide and thick, like they've got lots of padding in them, but the fabric itself is skinny, you know what I mean? Or thin. It's kind of neat. And they are witches, so it doesn't need to be, The way this is colored, it's very reminiscent of, like, my own painting style, but messier. I really, really like the light and shadow in here. Even if it is AI, like, you can still learn some things. Yeah, like padded cuffs. But not, like, heavily padded. They're just slightly thicker, like there's more interfacing in it. So that they're stiffer. There's another pocket right here. Cora from Mod 2027 was making fun of presidential campaigns. My offer still stands. And thank you for the hydrate. I took a sip of my weird flavored tea. I kind of like how, like, it's more utilitarian. I really, really like cargo pants. He's got, like, really bright, kind of rainbowy socks, too, doesn't he? When I was younger, in school, if I had anything even remotely anywhere near the crotch when I was drawing, guys, even girls, all the guys in my class would be like, "Are you drawing a penis? Say's drawing a penis!" So what is with guys and penises? I just don't understand. Like, why are you so obsessed with them? I mean, I like them as much as the next girl, but you know. Is it funny? Just penises are funny. I know one conversation I was having with Perf at one point. She's like, they're just really fleshy mushrooms when you look at them. But now I can't unsee it. Because why wouldn't you be into it? I don't understand how you don't understand. It's like being obsessed with boobs. I just don't get it. Okay, we're gonna hair sketch. I don't want to do his hair. I picture citrus sunset. Oh, I think. probably something that's... similar to his sisters in a way. They are siblings. It's like spiky, but it's got a little bit of a curl to it. Yeah, let's grab his sister's hair color. And I'm gonna go a little bit more red with it. It's like blood orange. This one's going real fast, isn't it? It took us a long time to get going. Took us a really long time to get going. We were just having a good chat this morning. You like mushrooms, so what's the problem? I love mushrooms. I love my refrigerator. Sorry, they came up again. Little refrigerator, dude. Hello, Barrel Father. It's Crypt Daddy. The only thing better than penis is boobies, hence Futanari. Yeah, this is why Futas are so popular. I think even to us girls, we find Futas appealing. I need to lower his elbow on this sign. I need to raise it on this side. Let's go to... not this. This. Not that. Deselect that. Raise the elbow on this side. Lower it on this side. We'll bring in the shoulders just a little bit. He is still 17. He's not like 25. Why is it on darken? It's supposed to be on multiply. There we go. Alright, and then over the sketch layer we have a shirt. We'll just grab the color from here. We just color in the whole thing. This is different than I initially imagined him, but when I saw this outfit, I was just like, yes, this is exactly the kind of thing he would wear as a witch. The Gen Z kids tend to be a lot more exploratory with their clothing than older witches. Hence why you've got like Nebula, who's a little bit more like classic mage. Professor Bubbles, who goes a bit in the druid direction, druid cleric. Val, she just likes fantasy stuff. Marry your refrigerator. Have you not seen the I Love My Refrigerator guy? I think you should be able to just type it into YouTube search and be just like I love my refrigerator. Or like Asian refrigerator salesman dude. And it's just it was a commercial for like some appliance store in the US somewhere. And this guy takes this really long walk down this aisle full of refrigerators, leans on the one close to the camera and goes, I love my refrigerator. It's just classic. That is not how you spell pants. My hands are slightly off my kid. Oh, you know them. Okay, good. Thank you for the head trauma, Hira. Alright. These pockets are a little bit weird. Probably gonna have to mess with them a little bit. But for the interim, we're just gonna fill it in. Oh god, you can barely see that. Yeah, it needs work. It's actually surprising how different things look when you start adding, you know, just even the lay-in of color. Let's see what we can do here with the liquify tool. It does stretch things around pretty weird, but if you kind of know how to manipulate it, you can clean it up just a tad. And this foot's too long. This is where cleanup begins. So this is basically the same process I did for Lemon last night. The character just ends up just kind of falling into place after a little while. Okay, outfit sketch. Gonna grab orange again. Actually, we're gonna put in the socks. We're gonna grab this color. We don't even need to line it because the socks are gonna go here. I really like this color scheme too. So let's actually make a little swatch thing for him. I don't have a swatch yet. There we go, swatch. Got this orange, got his skin tone, his hair. This will be his shirt and his pants. This is going to be an accent color. I'm gonna pull this color out here. Maybe for highlights. Then I could probably turn this one off. Let's turf this ref. We don't need any more. Let's grab this other red. Sort of a pinkish color. And this yellow. See, out of context, like you pull these colors away from the image, and they're not quite what you would expect. It's kind of like the thing we had going on with the grass in that one landscape painting we did, where none of the grass was green. It was all various shades of gold and yellow. And like, while I still understand the fundamental behind it, it's still like mind-blowing in some ways. I'm gonna take this bright blue from his shades. The skin tone is probably better. We're gonna take a shaded skin tone as well from down here. I think that's probably it for the colors. I'm gonna grab this sort of squash color in here. And let's give the shoes a little sketch. Go back, grab our orange color. These really giant sneakers. I do definitely need more practice drawing shoes. And like, this shoe is different from this shoe. They're not quite the same. Again, another problem with AI. But I didn't generate this picture, you know how I feel about that. It's just one I found. And just quickly fill this in. I would totally wear the shit out of this outfit. It's definitely my vibe. Lots of fabric, just swathes of fabric forever, for days. I haven't quite got this right. I can hear my computer straining. It's like, nah. That here. The fun part of getting the perspective correct, which I have definitely not done. Gotta pull the heel down and push the toe up. This has to come this way. Gonna be very smudgy in here. The hair, the shape wrong. There. And then we go back to our regular multiply sketch. Whoop. It got very quiet. Everybody went into work mode, I guess. Quick, quick, quick. Yep. Let's have some more tea. Oh, yeah, you definitely put cream in my tea. Yeah. This and this. Alright, refs can not quite get tossed. We want this one to stay. Want to include those somehow. The rest will get away. How do we want to do? Hehe. It's rubble. Interesting. Plank. Bricks. Rocks. I didn't even know I had this brush. Ugh. Whoa. What is... It's called crack. Oh, that's rad. It's obviously for laying down bricks, yeah. That is so neat. A street. Well, you know what? My tailbone's kind of hurting. So it's that time. Okay. We've got to do this manually then. It's that time. Up we go. Hello again. That's too high. Still low, just a tad too high. Is this good height? Just Space over. I'm still programming the desk to be just right. Thank you for the hydrate mule juice. Hello, good morning. Alright, we're doing a street. Proper standing street. It's like trying to get out of mud. Yeah, depression is real hard. Let's see if I can do something with this. No. It's not good for writing. I always wonder if I can use these weird brushes to write things in a strange way. Yeah. Too weird. Nah. Let's move his swatches out of the way so we can... kind of like a... almost 80s vibe. Have an idea. Wait for it. Oop. that not fully colored? Hello? I don't like the E. I don't like the U. Still don't like the E. Naff's boot my snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the droop snoot. But a little snoot, there goes boop. The boop snoot. Hey, Koofin, welcome back. How you doing? It's been a long time. How have you been? We're drawing witches still. I can't remember what you were witnessing last, but we've done a lot. Trying to get yourself to draw or something? Good, good. Draw things. Even if they're bad things, draw them. Cargo's being the snuggliest of cuddlebugs. Aww. Tesla's only snuggly when I'm actually trying to do work at night. It's really quite vexing sometimes. I try not to get pulled under like that scene from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Haven't seen it. I knew this already, but I realized I saw a lot of intense stuff as a kid growing up. Yeah, millennials are kind of like fucked up. And all of these witches, especially all of the like teenage witches, are really fucked up as kids. What I would draw flies? What? Look, you can still doodle. Like, just draw lines. Look up like Zentangle or something. Zentangle's an interesting thing. I have to make a quick trip to the Little Damon's room, so I'll be right back. It was good to see you again, Koofin. Or just Koof. I'll just call you Koof. Koof is more fun to say. Koof, Koof. Or, I'll be right back. Beck, did I scare you? See, everybody else thinks Neff should be a mod, too. But Neff doesn't want to be a mod, so we're not going to make him a mod. Necromancer could be a mod, too. You're always here. But I feel like it's a conflict of interest because Necromancer's always donating to the community, and if he's a mod, then he's doing work, and then I'd feel bad. I can be a mod, but the fallout of which is on you. I don't really need a mod right now, but you're usually busy too. Yeah. I don't really need a mod. If I had like a really big community and I was doing very well, if I had a moderator, I would pay them. And I would do so happily. Because people should be paid for their work. I volunteer as a mod on servers, but I know like the people I mod for are not really making money. But my brother's like a mod on a finance server, and honestly, like the guy who owns the server should fucking be paying him. I don't know why he's volunteered for the position. Because honestly, the work that my brother does and the people he has to deal with, he should be paid. And I think a finance YouTuber, of all people, should be paying their moderators. You're technically working for them. You're doing lots of work for them, in fact. Moderators should be paid. It should not be a volunteer position unless, like, the person you're modding for is, like, a friend and their community is so small that it's not really actually a job. But, like, I know Skilltree also, like, they still work full-time. They can't even be full-time YouTubers because the content they make is not, as, constant or, like, at the forefront of things because they do crafting and stuff and they have to pay for supplies and whatnot, and materials and fuel and transport. I understand them not paying, but they really should have been paying Grem like a couple of bucks a month or something for the work that he always did. And I understand people are moderators in communities for YouTubers because they just, like, they want to be part of something. But also, like, bro, these people are doing actual work. Again, I find it very funny how many of these cases adults, the show's always legit, sound surprisingly kids who never, who have not yet fully developed will do a rational and sane thing. Oh, yeah. Adult tries to manipulate and groom special child because it could be a useful asset in order to their unique powers. Legit surprise when the child sometimes point shoots them in a heated moment. Yeah. Well, I mean, people who abuse people feel like they'll get away with it and that they're untouchable. That's why. You don't become a billionaire by spending money, says gritty rich assholes. Exactly. They don't. You don't become a billionaire by spending money. And, like, I always kind of looked up to Bill Gates because he's always doing these philanthropic things. And, when I found out that he was in the Epstein files, whether it was supposedly, you know, just general blackmail from Epstein looking to get a billionaire on his side and do things for him, whether it was a lie or not, like, I was just disappointed. That I feel like there is a certain point where you make enough money and you just become a soulless demon. Oh yeah, Grim left like a year or so ago. Alright, I'm sitting back now. Yeah, Grim had to step down from being a moderator like over a year ago. I don't know if he came back. Arias also stepped down from being a moderator. And Grim stepped down from being a moderator because he had a disagreement with Arias, and then they made up at Conquest when they met this year. I actually didn't even get to hang out with Grim all that much. I got to say hi, and that was it. And I think happy birthday. I think it was his birthday as well. There were like 2 birthdays at Conquest, and the second birthday was really loud and raucous because it was the guy's 21st birthday, and he was from the States. So there was lots of alcohol. Like, the mead was released, and it was given to me for free. And you know me, I'm Dutch, so of course I'll take the free alcohol if I don't have to buy my own. But I had already drank a whole bottle of alcohol with someone else before that party started. So, like, between the 4 or 5 of us at the table, we downed like 5 or 6 bottles of mead, and then there was the Dutch duck shot, and I had had the alcohol before the party started. And at some point I asked somebody to fill my water bottle for me so that I could drink some water and not be sick, because I knew I couldn't go fill it myself. There was absolutely no way. And then Etros and I walked each other back to the tent. We fell asleep the next morning, and I woke up and I didn't have a hangover, and everyone's like, how are you feeling today, say? And I was like, fine. I think they were a bit shocked because I was shit-faced. I had so much mead. Oh, and at some point, I think it was like bourbon or whiskey or something, also got passed around. So not only did I have lots of alcohol, I had lots of different alcohol. At least there wasn't beer involved. If beer had been involved, I would have gotten sick, because you don't mix beer with hard liquor. Just don't do it. Poor Roman. Yeah, don't mix beer with hard liquor. Just don't. You never drink alcohol. Until I moved back home with my family, I only drank at Conquest, and maybe once or twice during the year on like Halloween and some other day. Like, maybe my birthday I would have wine with dinner, or Sai's birthday I would have wine with my dinner, but Sai doesn't drink. Yeah, everyone I know doesn't drink. Except for the people who go to Conquest. They drink a lot at Conquest. Conquest is just, it's basically drinking. But, like, my family makes wine. We make wine in the kitchen. And they enjoy making wine. I don't drink so much of it, and lots of alcohol is just really not my thing usually, but I only drink socially. Xavier the Renegade Angel. I've never heard of it. You're better off if you never start? Yeah. I will only drink socially, and there are limitations. It's kind of a nice color. I'm going to grab that as a swatch for later. The hell was that? It's a nice tan color. We're going to use this color for the skin tone. Okay, what else were we doing? We were darkening things. Hair sketch. Multiply. Take out the saturation. We're going to reduce the brightness. New layer. eyes. What color are his eyes? Go back to the outfit sketch. There it is. Don't want it to be so dark. Well, actually, I do. And set that to multiply. Where's one ref? Grab this orange. And go to our outfit sketch. Or not. There we go. Oh, look at the chat. Just a sec. I love these orange slice sunglasses. Alright, we can turf that ref. I drink sometimes, but I'm usually driving, so that gets in the way. Fair enough. The community's cool, but I got tired of being annoying. Oh, I've been a skill tree server for a long time, but longer than that. Server muted. Okay. Look, in a community that big, it's easy to get lost. Eventually, like, if this community gets too big, I might have to switch to like a Patreon server, but the people who've been there for like ever will just get an automatic pass. I see, says the blind man to the deaf man over the phone. I see, said the blind man. I hear, said the deaf man, and the man with no legs got up and picked up the hammer and saw. I mixed two of them together, by the way. It's I see, said the blind man. Who picked up the hammer and saw. I think it was Mewjuice who told me the I see, said the blind man, I hear, said the deaf man, and the man with no legs got up and kicked them both out. And I blended two of them together just like completely by accident because I'm dumb. It has gold lines like you guys are the only family I have, maybe because you killed my family. Cyrite's kind of like that. She has some great lines. I was talking to her last night, and she's setting up like a microblog universe thing on her own website. So she has like a microblog and then a regular blog and then an art blog. So she's basically got her own kind of DeviantArt thing going on. And I might actually do that too and set up a forum for us so that we don't have to lose communication, but there won't be any like live chat kind of thing going on because I don't know how to do that and store it the way like Discord does. At least not yet. It's been a long time since I set up a forum because they're just not popular anymore. But I have a feeling that as people get fed up I have a feeling as people get fed up with these mega corporations just doing what they want and telling people they can't do certain things, we're going to see a fracturing of the internet. And we're going to go back to the way the internet kind of was before, like, Facebook and that. Because Discord has proven that they're not to be trusted anymore. Just straight up, I don't trust them anymore. Steam community does offer chats. Yes. You can set up a thing that's basically like Discord, and they're working hard and putting something together that's basically identical. Now what would be great is if somebody made a tool to just transfer your entire Discord server and like the entire server's history directly to another service, and it just created just this historical backlog kind of thing. I eat tennis balls for breakfast. I eat balls for breakfast. Xavier, that's a weird thing to eat. Just gargling cock and balls for breakfast. Shouldn't do that. That's for after dinner. Sorry. I have too many things open. Gargle, gargle. I have an intelligence of 6. I know what I'm doing. Grog Strongjaw. Oh, God, it's noon already. I wanted to draw another character. Why did I take so long to get into things today? Well, Citrus is kind of done. We just need to work out, like, some color on his outfit. But that's more or less what he looks like. Lemon is more or less at the phase where, like, I'm okay with Abena. I still need to draw Bubbles' face. Just can't bring myself to do it. It's not coming to me yet. I guess tomorrow we're working on, Forest King. My first time ever drawing a black character. Other than Barrett from Final Fantasy VII. I have drawn him before. Badly. And I gave up because it was too hard. But I don't believe I have ever drawn a character with dark skin before. The closest I've got is like a latte color with Seika's original iteration, just like a dark tan, like a milky cappuccino. I read somewhere once that people with dark skin, they're like, stop equating our skin color to food. And I'm like, why? I'm like vanilla ice cream. I don't know if people of other skin colors hate being associated with like chocolate, coffee, cappuccinos. Like, is that a thing? Is that actually a thing, or was it just like n equals 1 sample size and it's just somebody being angry? I'm more like a peach ice cream, to be honest. Like a gelato. A birthday cake ice cream, vanilla full of colorful sprinkles. Oh, hell yeah! Thanks, Naf. That's actually a really nice compliment. Rainbow Bright was my favorite thing when I was a kid. And like I always wanted to have like a rainbow kind of theme, and then I learned that like rainbow stuff was for the LGBTQ community, and then I was like, well, I can't like wear rainbow stuff all the time because people are gonna think I'm gay, but then I turned out to be a gender neutral being, so it doesn't really matter because I'm technically in the community. Well, it's kind of a roundabout compliment. I'll take that one. Damn this circular logic. Someone stole our bloodhounds, but we got backup bloodhounds to chase out of the first string of bloodhounds. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. That show was fantastic. My office! Pillaged! Plundered! Purloined! Loins. You're calling you sweet and special, get uncomfortable and lash out, damn it. Joke's on you, I'm into that shit. At least today. I'm feeling like a gremlin. No, Nebula needs some work. Still not quite the way I want it. Pale Bloom, he's looking pretty good. Still not sure about the scarf. Still not sure about his hair color. It'll come to me. There are some witches that I have like better visions than others of. Mass Effect, I'm just like, who knows what this guy looks like? I have no idea what this man looks like because he's new. Dance, God, dance. We made you up so we can bring you down. Farmer who shoots with a shotgun at heaven actually kills God. Wow. But just for you, Neff, compliments are illegal. Compliment jail for you. 10,000 years dungeon! Alright, let's find someone to raid, because it's that time. Who's on? First. Let's go to my channel. Let's see. Open up the list. We've got Tube and Moko. Evan isn't on yet today. Hope he's still feeling better. Laws are illegal here. Guilty! Exactly. I heard Mass Effect, no, I thought it was my sweetheart, bestest girlfriend, Talizora. I don't know because I never played Mass Effect. Oh, there's Evan! I see Evan! Evan just popped on. Well, my fronds, it is that time of day again. We are actually late, but that's good because we got to raid Evan. So we're off sailing to other waters. Welcome to our newest people, Dread Pirate Dan, and the other person whose name I can't pronounce because it confuses me. They were like, hi, I'm here, bye, I'm leaving. Oh, okay. That person. And, Necromancer, thank you for the gifted sub to a Dread Pirate Dan. And, may you find adventurers on distant shores. And remember, I love you. Bye-bye.